Good morning, students. Myself, Dr. Yogesh Pating, Assistant Professor in Commerce, GS College of Commerce, Varda. In last lecture, we had a discussion about arguments in favor of globalization and Form 4 semester international business environment. Today's lecture, we are going to discuss about arguments against globalization. In last some lectures, we had seen the details about globalization. What is globalization? What is the basic idea behind globalization? What are the advantages, disadvantages? That thing we had already discussed in last some lectures. Today the point that we have to see here is arguments against globalization. You can call either it as a disadvantages of globalization also. Look, there is always two sides to a coin. When you can say that globalization is good for a business, good for an industry, good for that particular economy, or good for a nation, the same things get applicable to a same slot of applicants that you can say that globalization is not that much good. If you see this type of arguments which are being stated here as against the globalization. So first we will go through these 6 arguments which are being called as the arguments against it. We will see what is the meaning behind that, what is the logic behind that, and then we will see whether globalization is good or not. The first thing that I wrote here, and the point which is very important when we are discussing this thing, is the interdependence. The interdependence is actually when you are depending too much on someone, some country, some nation, some industry, then actually there will be a chances of creation of a monopoly. There is a chances that your resources will get completely outsourced. Your people, your human resource might get completely outsourced, and you completely get dependent on that particular industry or on that particular nation. Look at one. We had the example, for example, when we talk about our mobile industry, mobile manufacturing, most of the mobile manufacturing now is a part of Chinese industries. We have very less companies for whom we can say that this is an Indian company, very less names are there. Even though if we call them as they are Indian companies, they outsource the entire their material from China. So it is a very high interdependence or dependence on the China for our mobile industry. Same thing is applicable for electronic items and products. So when we talk about globalization, that another nation will come to our country, or another companies will come to our nation, and we will have everything will be good and okay. But that is not the scene. It will be very highly interdependent nature gets offered there when we talk about that there is a globalization. So this is the first argument. We can say that this is against the globalization. Second argument is the threat to domestic industry. Naturally, there is always a problem. We talk about a dumping. We have the laws which is actually anti-dumping laws, where mostly the Chinese companies don't follow that particular legal way to set the prices of their products. That's why we have to develop the anti-dumping laws and all that. So it is very actually a domestic threat. Let's take the example of same mobile industry. We had Micromax, we had Lava, we had Carbon. These are the Indian companies which are actually the pioneer, which are the leading companies in mobile manufacturing. But right now, except Micromax, there is no existence of Lava and Carbon. Why? Because the companies which are being a part of Chinese industry, they captured the entire market. They are now the leaders of mobile industry, and now we can say that they really created threat to domestic industry, and that's why our domestic industry, particularly mobile companies, is actually now completely devastated, completely destroyed because of globalization. So this is the second threat that we discussed, that was the arguments against globalization. The third point that we have to see is a drain of natural and basic resources. Actually, when you are implementing the policy of globalization, it means that you have to open the doors and windows of your nation to foreign national companies, to multinational companies. Take the example of Coca-Cola. There were a lot of discussions carried in last some years that Coca-Cola has actually used the natural resources in Kerala. I am talking about water, and the water level in Kerala, where you can say that actually the most of the water resources we will find in Kerala. There was the problem. There is a problem because of that Coca-Cola company. That company used the water resources at very high level. What they had permitted, and actually that created a problem there. So there are a lot of companies to whom as a nation we can give permission to work in our nation, to do a manufacturing in our nation. What happens, actually they can be responsible for drain of natural and basic resources. So because resources are actually they are limited, there is a scarcity of resources are actually they have that cost, and that cost has to be maintained when you are thinking about using the resources. Environmental cost is there. So when you are talking about the drain of natural and basic resources, it is very important that the companies which are using that, they should have that responsibility to use it properly, to cut down the wastages and to use it at an optimum level. That will be actually a good solution for these type of losses that can happen because of globalization. The fourth point is the increase in unemployment. Naturally, when we talk about the multinational companies, they are fully automated companies. Nowadays, we are talking about artificial intelligence. Even in artificial intelligence, actually, there is a less use of human interference. There is actually machines are using their artificial intelligence. There is no need or there is no human interference right now. So it actually responsible for increase in unemployment because of the automation, because of the use of artificial intelligence, because of the use of computers, because of the use of hardware and software. There is an increase in unemployment, which is not good, because the basic thing what we had thought at the time of 1991, that if you are going to employ, going to implement the LPG policy, at that time the government which was a ruling government, they thought that actually globalization will increase the employment and it will solve our very old problem of unemployment. But what happened right now, because of tremendous use of information technology, because of the use of artificial intelligence, there is a very less use of human resources, and they are using a lot of technology, lot of technical innovations, and that's why there is a threat to unemployment, threat to employment. That's why we can say that there is an increase in unemployment because of what? Because of there is a globalization. So these were the 4 points in which we discussed about the arguments against globalization. We will move to the fifth one, technological dependence. Again, it is one of the problem. Though we are very good in technology, we are very good in computers, we are very good in information technology, but again, we have to depend upon we have to depend upon American companies, European companies, Chinese companies for very advanced technology. We are thinking about development of 5G technology in our nation, but again, there are a lot of companies in China and America, they had already developed that technology. Right now we are talking that we have to develop the 5G technology. So we are way behind from them. We have to develop the technology at our own level in our own country. That will again solve a problem of globalization, in which we are talking that technological dependence is there. We have to depend on these particular nations. We have to tie up with these companies. We are not 100% self-sufficient in a technology or in a defense equipments. We have to import the equipments, we have to import the planes, we have to import the missiles, we have to import the lot of defense equipments. Why? Because we are not 100% self-sufficient. In that case, we have to develop our technology, we have to use the innovations, and that way it can decrease the technological dependence. So this is also one of the arguments which we can say it is against the globalization. And the last one is a new culture. We are actually a very self-protected nation. We give too much importance. We give much importance to our nation, to our culture, to our festivals, to our traditions. So when a new company, new people come to your nation, they will naturally bring new culture, they will naturally bring new traditions, new things, new festivals to our nation actually. And if you think it from a traditional way, then it can be a threat to your culture also. So the people who think like that, they can say that this culture is going to impact your culture, and whatever we had in our culture from thousands of years, that is going to be changed. So these are the 6 points in which we discuss that these are the arguments, these are the disadvantages, these are the threats which have been occurred because of globalization. So summing up the things, in last lecture we discussed arguments in favor of globalization, in which we discussed why globalization is very good, what are the advantages of globalization, why globalization is necessary, what are the advantages because of globalization this thing will happen. Today's lecture we discuss what can be the threats, what can be the disadvantages of globalization. So in these 2 lectures we discuss this point, the positive side of globalization and the negative side of globalization. I hope you understand this thing very well. Next lecture we will go through a new point. Thank you very much.